What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Friday, September 16th. It's day 73 inside the Big Brother house. And we got a lot to go over, because even though there's only 4 people left in the house, drama is still happening. So let's go over what happened on the live eviction episode last night, then what happened on the feeds, because they came back right away. Not only do we have the HOH, we have nominations. There's so much to go down. But with the episode, just kind of a quick little recap, because there wasn't too much to really talk about with what happened. There were a couple funny little moments. For example, the recap that they had of kind of the past few days with Monte's relationship developing here. And I really like the R&B sensual music that they had going to it. It was pretty funny. They also included Brittany complaining about people staying up really late and how she's like, it's not fair. But by the way, she was also one of the last ones up yesterday when they were getting up in the morning. So, they also, funny enough, they did cover how there was almost a blind side where Monte, Taylor, and even Turner wouldn't have realized that they were actually sending Taylor to jury and voting her out, because there was that attempt to try and get Turner to vote for Alyssa to stay, and Brittany had already decided that she was going to vote for Brittany to stay. But what I found interesting with that is they really gave more of the credit to Alyssa for this attempt and almost happening, when really it was Brittany who was the one who was kind of really pushing this to happen, and without her, it never even really kind of falls into place. And then blame is really on both of them for it falling apart. Alyssa for pretty much threatening Turner that, you know, hey, like, you're gonna lose my jury vote, and like maybe we won't even be friends after this. That was really kind of just too much for him, and he's like, look, I just gotta do what I gotta do for the game. And then Brittany just kind of pushing it too hard gave Turner like, and he ended up filling in Monte and Taylor that this potential flip could be happening. Then we just got right into the vote. It was a tie. Turner voted to evict Alyssa. Brittany voted to evict Taylor. Monte broke the tie and sent Alyssa to the jury house. And yeah, it was a thing. We then got into the HOH competition, which was a true-false competition, and it was all based on Julie's outfits that she would wear on Thursdays. And then she would do like these like fake little TikTok dances, which were a thing. We also did find out that for official, that Julie and Zingbot are not the same person. They were on the stage at the same time. So that kind of proves that theory wrong. And actually, as much as this was kind of like a crapshoot, yeah, you could pay attention and get a lot of different details. It did seem like it was maybe more of like, just take a guess and hope you're right kind of competition. It actually was pretty exciting how it all went down. So they ended up being tied for a lot of it. Turner ended up falling one question back. Or actually, Turner had the lead for a second there, and then ended up falling a question behind. And then Taylor and Brittany ended up being tied all the way through to the end. There was even a moment where Brittany originally answered false for a question and then switched it out for true, which then ended up keeping it tied with Taylor, because if she didn't switch that, she would have been down a point. So we go to the tiebreaker, and it was how long the Snooze Fest competition, the veto from last week with the gears and the cuckoo clock. How long was that in seconds? The answer was 14:04. Brittany went way over with 2,700, and then Taylor won with 480 seconds. As her guest. So it was really close, down to the wire. It could have been Brittany who won that competition, but Taylor ends up pulling it off, not only securing herself a spot in the final 3, but punching her ticket to finale night. She will be there, depending on what happens in the final 3 HOH. She could be sitting in one of those 2 chairs for the actual finale. She's got a 1 in 3 shot to win $750K. So big congratulations to Taylor. The feeds actually came back pretty quickly after the episode as well. We didn't have to wait until the West Coast airing. And when they came back, everybody was really excited about, making Final 2, Taylor about making Final 3. Monte and Turner actually caught up in the bathroom, and Turner was like, that wasn't me, right? I didn't vote for her to leave. And Monte's like, yeah, I know. Like, you could tell from Brittany's face when she walked out of, from voting, and it was fairly obvious. And he's like, Taylor knows as well. If she doesn't, I'm gonna fill her in. So don't worry. Which is funny because Brittany tried to pin the vote on Turner. She talked to Taylor, and she was like, yeah, I'm just glad that Monte, did his part and kept you. But hey, listen, she's playing the game. She's trying to do what she can. Not that it really matters at this point. It all comes down to the veto. So lying really doesn't make too much sense, other than you want to. But it is what it is. And then they saw on the screen nominations were going to be today. So they were like, wait, nominations, what's going on? And that's what we got. We got one-on-ones before the nominations. Brittany met with Taylor, again, just trying to go over it. And she's like, look, I'm not going to lie to you. You're probably not going to like what it is. It's probably going to be you and Turner. One of you is lying about the vote. And it's just going to be a thing that come down to, who wins veto anyway. Brittany was like still trying to talk her way off the block, which again doesn't make any sense really at this point. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all about the veto anyway, because she's like, well, if you put Monte up, then he can't do this and that. If you win the veto, then you control it. And it was like, you're talking in circles now at this point, just to talk. Just let her make the nominations. Go win the veto if you want to stay. Period. Like, there's nothing really to talk about. But while Taylor and Monte were having their one-on-one, Brittany leaves and heads downstairs to the bathroom. And Turner was actually kind of surprised. He was like, man, I thought you were going to come talk to me. So he follows her downstairs and kind of waits for her to come out of the bathroom. She's taking a really long time in there. So eventually he actually like knocks on the door to pretend like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were in there. And she comes out and he's like, hey, can we talk? She's like, nah. And she's like washing her hands. He's like, is that a yes, a no? And she's like, no. Like literally not saying anything to the guy. So Turner's like, all right, then, I'll just, put it out there. Like, why didn't you tell me? Right? Like, it was why'd you do this? You used my friendship, and listen, I know you're blaming me for the vote, but I don't know, it feels weird. And he did that whole thing where he's like, separate personal and game. I'm not mad, I get it, right? But like, why? It feels kind of slimy to use my friendship with Alyssa and try and manipulate me into flipping the vote and then blame me for the vote when that was so hard to do to a friend of mine and actually vote her out. And Brittany literally says nothing to this other than, thank you for your comments, and walks away. Like, she didn't even look at him the whole time. She was just washing her hands, looking in the sink, maybe looking at him, but never even turned to look at him, just back to him the entire time. And Turner's like, okay, well, thank you for your time, Brittany. Real nice of you. And he was very upset after these turn of events. He actually ended up going upstairs and interrupting Monte and Taylor during their one-on-one. He was just broke down in tears. He's like, it was so hard for me to do, and then she's going to act like that and not even like talk to me about it. Like, it's a game, like, own up to it. You can, like, it's just the two of us there. You could have owned up to it to me. Like, it's not like Taylor was going to be listening. She's upstairs. But yeah, it was definitely an awkward conversation. And yeah, we got to the nominations, and no surprise, the nominations were Brittany and Turner. But again, nominations don't really matter right now. It's all about the veto and who wins it, because they're the ones that will be off the block with the sole vote to evict come this eviction. And it's a huge veto comp. It's a huge veto comp, but also we've got some interesting dynamics with these final four now, right? You've got the hidden showmance, and you also have two people who hate each other right now. But it's interesting too, because for Taylor right now as HOH, she wants Turner gone. She actually kind of whispered to herself, like, I would want Turner gone. She even brought it up with Monte, saying, like, listen, if, you know, you win the veto, would you be open to making a deal to keep Brittany and send Turner? Because really, keeping Brittany is a smart choice. One, she's going to be easy to beat in the final three competition, and she's also probably really going to be easy to beat in the final two. I don't think she has very many jury votes in there if she was up against Taylor or Monte. So really, for both of their games, it does make a lot of sense. Except for Monte, it would make more sense to keep Turner, because then that's two people who would take him to the final two, whereas Brittany and Taylor are definitely taking each other, and then only Monte and Taylor would be taking each other. So it's kind of a weighing of the odds. What's more valuable? Someone you know that if you lose to them, they will take you, or someone who's a lot easier to beat, therefore making it easier for you to have that decision. Also, there's no guarantee that Taylor takes Monte. If it ended up being a final three scenario where it was Taylor, Monte, and Brittany, I could see her taking Brittany, just because that is almost a guaranteed win for her. Whereas Monte, it's still kind of a toss-up on who would have the better shot, at least in their head. I think if it did come down to it, at this point, Taylor beats everyone in the final two. If it came down to Monte and Turner, I think Monte has an edge over that one as well. I think Turner beats Brittany. I'm pretty sure he beats Brittany. And then Monte, I'm pretty sure beats Brittany as well. I don't really see a chance for Brittany to win with the jury. I think she would have Michael's vote. I guess maybe at this point she might have Alyssa's vote, but also I think Alyssa would more likely probably end up voting for somebody like Turner or Monte over Brittany. And then depending on where Alyssa's vote goes, you maybe get Kyle's vote. You maybe get Indy and Jasmine's vote, but I just see it being much more likely that Brittany doesn't win in any scenario. Turner beats Brittany, Monte beats Brittany, Taylor beats Brittany, Monte and Turner kind of a toss-up, and then Taylor beats everyone, I think. Yeah. Those are kind of the scenarios that we're looking at. Again, anything can really happen. You never know 100% how the jury views people's games and what happens when they all kind of get together and discuss it. Things can always change there as well. So you're never 100% sure. You're never 100% sure, but it's going to be interesting to see how this veto plays out. But we do have a couple little programming notes to go over. So we have probably veto will be today at some point on the feed. So in tomorrow's update, we should know who won veto. And then we will have Sunday's episode, which will probably be the veto episode as well as nominations. And then there's no episode on Wednesday. On Wednesday, Survivor and The Amazing Race both premiere on that night. I believe it's a 2-hour premiere for Survivor, and then an episode of The Amazing Race, which I will be covering on the channel. As I hit my microphone there, I will be covering those two shows on the channel here, doing recaps for the episode. So make sure you stick around even after the season for those. And then Thursday's episode will go on the same. There will be a special Friday episode, which will be the kind of memory lane kind of episode where they look back at different moments from the season, and then we'll get the start of the HOH competition, the final three, which is usually an endurance comp of some kind, and then Sunday will be the 2-hour finale. We will find out who will be crowned the winner of Big Brother 24. It's going to be a huge night, so make sure if you are new here, you hit that subscribe button, you hit this like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, you never miss a stream. There are links to all of my socials down below, and then in a pinned comment. The Sunday episode, we're going to do a watch along over on Twitch, so make sure you follow. Links are in the description down below. Now for the Friday special eviction episode, we might do a little watch along over on Twitch. We'll see. I don't know. Those episodes are always a little bit boring, but I like hanging out with you guys watching the shows. Thursday's eviction episode will still be right here on the channel for the live watch along, and then Sunday's finale will be right here on the channel as well. So you don't want to miss any of this stuff. It's a huge final week that we're heading into for the season. And then again, I will be covering Survivor and Amazing Race, even going afterwards. I'm going to also have a season recap, just kind of going over my thoughts of how the season went and kind of breaking it down week by week, things I liked about it, things I didn't like about it, because there's a lot to kind of talk about with this season, and I think it was one of the best ones that we've had in a really long time, even though there were some low moments and some stuff that I didn't really like. There was a lot that I did love, so we can kind of go over the entire season in that video. Plus, I want to do some more kind of like in-depth kind of topics on Big Brother, different things that I have kind of listed, and it's going to be kind of nice to not have to watch the live feeds all the time and give me more time to do some of these other projects that I want to do here on the channel as well. And if there's anything that you think that you would be interested in seeing me cover, let me know in the comments down below. Any shows that you're into, or just other topics in general, you know, throw those ideas at me, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Once again, thank you guys all so much for watching and all the incredible support that I received this season. It has been just a completely wild ride, and I think it's why I've kind of enjoyed this season so much, is all of you guys making it just that much more fun and entertaining to keep up with everything. So I really can't thank you all enough for the amazing support, and I will see you all next time.